Okay, Dr. Patty, have a question.
Hmm.
So somebody recommended I get functional blood work instead of like regular blood work my like primary physician would do. Can you tell me the difference
Sure.
between those?
Yeah, okay. So, it's all information. No matter which way you slice it, blood work is great because it's going to just take a snapshot of where you are now, and it's a bunch of puzzle pieces, really. When you go to your primary, your regular PCP, they're going to do something called a CBC with differential, and that's a complete blood count with differential, which looks at like metabolic organ systems and seeing how they're performing. And it's a quick snapshot. When they look at these things, they're going to look at how much blood you have, what it looks like, the shape, the quality, the texture, etc. Then they're going to look at blood sugars, and they're going to look at each organ area to see if it has any red flags. And so that's a quick snapshot of everything. Now, let's say something comes up to be abnormal within that snapshot, and that's where it gets different, and the challenges and changes can happen. With an allopathic regular primary doctor, they're going to see, oh, your liver has elevated creatinine, or your renal function is diminished for some reason. It appears to be. So then they're going to send you off to a renal specialist. That's a kidney specialist. Whereas, or if your liver looks funny, then they'll send you to a hepatic specialist, etc., and they'll send you to different places. But once that happens and that diverges, then it becomes challenging because each person is looking at each system separately, individually, and not how they talk to one another. Where the functional medicine differs is they're going to do a CBC with differential. That's a standard. That's the beginning. That's just, bare minimum. Then from there they're going to look at additional tests that maybe a specialist would run depending on what's going on. Let's say you came in and you had some markers of inflammation and a rash and unusual things going on. A functional medicine doctor is going to think, let's look at inflammatory markers. We're going to look for autoimmune markers. We're going to run an ANA, which is a panel for an autoimmune. We're going to look at your ESR, or sedimentation rate, which is for inflammation. Well, I want to look at, well, they're having this. I want to look at they know all the different things to check. Then they're also going to consider, wait a minute, if she has an inflammation or a rash, that might be starting in her gut. So then we're going to think, oh, maybe we ought to run a digestive test or protocol. We might want to do a food inflammatory test to see if maybe it's something that they're eating that could potentially be causing this. So the big difference is that when you see a functional medicine doctor, they look at the body in its whole and how one part could be affecting the other part, and so they're running multiple tests at the same time. They get a lot of information, and then we sit down with it and we start digging. And then from that, we have all of the information, and these pieces are pieces of puzzles that we start to clip together and snap into one another to show us the true picture, the underlying picture of what's happening. And it's all in one place as opposed to going to 5 or 6 different specialists. So, deeper questions, more in depth, more looking at the body as a whole as opposed to a liver system, a kidney system, a skin, epithelial system, etc. So that's kind of a broader picture altogether, asking all questions. Does that make sense?